changes going on. Also, I got a lot of people, I asked a couple days ago, do you guys believe in UFOs and aliens and abductions? And the majority of people have emailed me and said they do believe in UFOs. The majority does. There's the small, now they don't exist. But the majority of the responses I got that, yes, UFOs exist. Then it's pretty much a 50-50 tie. About 50% of the people believe that these aliens that are, if they are visiting Earth, are friendly towards humans. They're here to help us. And then we got the other half that basically says, no, they're not here to help us. They're evil.
Right. I say, listen, even Drake's equation, even if you don't want to use that, just common sense, there's somewhere roughly 400 billion planetary bodies out there and 400 billion different galaxies. That's 400 billion times 400 billion. The odds of just one other life form being out there intelligent is pretty high. And now, with that said, like the one thing, the theory that I report on my news at the top of the hour, what if people from the future is coming back to observe and hey, an anthropologist says, hey, let me, abduct these people and study them. Why not? If you can go back, I mean, you never know. That's just one theory, but yeah, there's a lot going on out there, whether it's us in the future, other intelligent beings from other planets or interdimensional beings, whatever it is, I believe there's definitely something going on for sure.
Oh, I do. And that's the scary part. I think there's a lot of, strange things happening, but I do think that, yes, we're being visited. I really, though, draw the line, at least me. Now, that's only my view as a talk show host, that I just don't believe these aliens are communicating with people and telling all these deep secrets to these people about how they can save Earth. But then when you interview some of these people that claim that they were abducted or they were in communication with these aliens and they downloaded to them all this information, how we can, save people from cancer, stop wars, how we can do this, and that. When you ask them, they don't have an answer. So, but if they were told all this information, why won't they share it?
Yeah, and right. And then there's those people that say, well, they're not allowed to interfere. Well, that's bogus, because if they wasn't allowed to interfere, they wouldn't be abducting people and mutilating cattle and other things, and people, as far as that goes. And anything that involves taking somebody against their will without asking and doing crazy stuff to them and then trying to wash their brain and putting them back, that just has negative overtones to it. It just does.
Well, I don't think they're here. If they might be here, as some of them, as observers, but they're not here for helping mankind. I just don't feel that. Now, there might be a group of them are not doing anything one way or the other. They're watching us like we're a zoo. But then I think there is something is going on. Again, you mentioned cattle mutilation. Why would they, how many times do you have to take, samples off a bull or a moose or a cow or a human to have all what you need? Okay? After you've done a couple of them, you should have the DNA, you should have whatever you need. Why would it continue on year after year after year for dozens and dozens and dozens of years? It has to be more to this. There's something they want, and we're not realizing it because we're not intelligent enough of a species to realize what is going on.
Right. I mean, we can only look at things from how we would look at things, and that would be like maybe we're just fodder for their students that come and learn and practice on us by abducting us and doing things. Or on top of that, maybe we're a food source, or maybe they have to have something from us or our blood to sustain their existence here on this plane while they're here. I don't know. These are only ways that we are trained to think. That's the thing. Who knows? It could be something like you said. We're not even able to even process it.
Well, yeah, comprehend what's going on. I do think something is going on. I really feel strongly. I mean, again, I always say that there's a group of people here that are trying to get disclosure. Then there's a group of people that manufacture disclosure. You know what I mean by manufacture? They're putting out false information and trying to make it look like it's really legit information. And then you got this other group out there, it's pumping out nothing but disclosure. Or you even get these other people out there that are trying to make money off of the whole thing, either by books or videos or, YouTube channels or whatever. They're trying to make money off this UFO thing, just like I guess everything else, But it's those type of people you got to really watch out, because it really, if you're into ufology, it really damages it if you got a certain group of people out there that are, falsifying or coming up with, phony stuff. Yeah,
it does make it hard. And I agree 100% with you. And it's hard enough already. I mean, let's face it, there's so much disinformation. Even if we had something fall right on the White House, they would give some kind of misinformation that was probably a weather balloon or something stupid or a drone. But yeah, you just never know. So it makes it even worse when you got the civilians out there doing the same thing.
Oh yeah, and then like I said, there's a group of people trying to make money off of this thing, and it's quite apparently, because they're writing books constantly. That's another thing. I have read a lot of books on ufology, a lot, because I get a lot of them. There's not a day it doesn't go by that I don't get some books from somebody, in the paranormal. And I'll start reading somebody's book and I'll start saying, that paragraph sure sounds familiar. And then it'll bug me. And then all of a sudden, I think I know where it is. And I go look for all my books. There it is. I have never seen something so badly. How can I say it? People are just like stealing information from other people's books and then writing their own book with that information.
Oh, Gary, I bet if you had a program of software in that said, show me every book that's ever been written within the last 40 years about disclosure, that you would probably need to get you'd probably have to clear your cache just to get it all. It's so big.
I would have to have it loaded on every one of the computers. That's how bad it is.
Right, exactly.
Your feeling. I kind of like the other day, you got the feeling, part of you believes we went to the moon, a part of you believes we didn't go to the moon. Now, what's your feeling about people who claim that they've been abducted, that UFOs have taken, aliens have taken aboard a craft and done experiments with them, and then the lucky ones returned? What's your honest feeling?
Well, my honest feeling is, I think what happens is I do believe that these aliens... Now, here's the thing about these aliens, too. If they're so technologically savvy to come here, they know that it's wrong ethically and morally in our beliefs to take us and do whatever they want against our will. I do believe they're coming here, and I do believe that they put false memories in our heads. I believe that 100%. I believe they have that capability, absolutely. And I also believe that some of the abductees become what is known as, they get Stockholm Syndrome. They kind of, after a while, come over to think, it's okay, they're here to help us. It's like brainwashing or the Manchurian Candidate over time. I do believe that's happening. I can't prove none of this. But I do think it's happening, though.
Well, I would think these people that have been abducted and they are convinced that these aliens are our space buddies and that they were given all this information about our Earth changes and everything else, then why aren't they doing something about it? No, what they do is they get on and they preach their little thing, but they have nothing to back it up. Nothing.
True. That you're very absolutely. It kind of also reminds me of that one guy 2 years ago that was a big advocate for flat Earth, and he spent $20,000 to prove it. And he ended up proving he was wrong. So listen, there's a lot going on out there. If you think that we're not being abducted or not doing things, I just think you're turning a blind eye, because it's definitely going on. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think it's been going on since mankind. It's not just now. And the thing is, if these aliens are sharing information to certain people on this earth, why are they sharing it to laymen? To somebody that, maybe doesn't have a college education, or somebody that is not going to be able to express what they're being told. I mean, if an alien downloaded all this information into me, how would I even convince anybody it's true? Unless you can do something to back it up. At least that movie, The Day the Earth Stood Still, I mean, they did something, right? They stopped everything at a certain time. That gave proof, at least in the movie, that yes, that the alien did come to Earth and he had full control of our society. But to sit there and tell somebody, and they write a book, and you read their book and you're going, gee, what were they on when they wrote that book?
Very true. Very true. And I agree with you on that stuff. Again, there's just so much going on, and I don't think they're here, to help us. I mean, I think the one curveball that floats into this situation, I think there's many different ones, and they all have their own little agendas on top of that. And I think it's very plausible that we've made some kind of deals with them. I could see that happening, absolutely. And boy, there is a lot going on there. There just is.
Well, yeah. Remember I mentioned here the other night that, it's sure strange. Here we come out of World War II in 1945. And by the middle of 1946, we have jet aircraft capable of going 600 and some miles an hour. Less than a year after World War II. I just don't think our technology, even with what the Germans had in their jets, all of a sudden to go from what Germany had to what we had less than a year later is crazy. It's like we got a massive influx of information how to create a jet, the motor for the jet, the engine, and everything else. I mean, it was just like night and day. It's just like technology in aircraft never has jumped like that in that short of time frame. It's not natural. And I'm saying that. And people can come back, and people have came back and told me, oh, no. No, okay, if it was on the drawing boards before the end of World War II, we would have had jets. I mean, if Germany created jets, okay, we could have actually done it at the same time. Because what we came out with in, less than a year after World War II was so advanced. It was scary.
Yeah, what else in that time frame from like 47 into about early 50s we went from the tubes to the integrated circuit stuff real quick also.
Yeah, it's just like we were shared information. Anyway, we're going to be back in about 8 minutes. You're listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio, so stay tuned.
Maggot was a biker and drove his motorcycle very fast. Drove a big chop Harley with a gang color jacket and ran down Citizens for laughs. He had an old lady named Petula who packed an automatic 45 gun. They had just come up from California where they'd shot 6 cops for fun. Jake, he thought he was the best there was. He's down the interstate he saw till the day he tangled with the county sheriff who they all call 104. It was late on a Thursday evening, and Jake, he was feeling kind of mean, cause he'd just run out of his favorite drug, the one called amphetamine. So we sauntered up to Petula, and he said, say, baby, let's split. There's a little gas station on down the road that might be fun to hit. So they drove up to the station, and they both jumped off of Jake's ride. They were up to derision at Jake's decision as they both saw to the inside. The attendant, he was an old man, and he didn't think it very funny. When Petula pulled out that great big gun, said, honey, give me all your money. Well, the old man opened up the cash drawer, and Jake grabbed the money and ran. With Petula out the door to the big chop Harley that was parked on the center kickstand. Then they headed out for the 4-lane, and they thought it was lots of fun. With Jake Jake on his hog whip to the dog with the automatic 45 gun. Jake, he thought it was the best there was. His